Today we're going to make the buttons on our website functional. So first we're going to go into Dreamweaver. Over on our site we're going to open up the company folder and open up our index. So first I'm going to mark my page so that we can tell what it is. I'm going to insert a main. That'll be right underneath our nav, and then we'll put that this is the main page. And I'm going to turn that into a heading 2. And then I'm going to save this page. Then I'm going to start making copies of it. So I'm going to right click on index, do edit, duplicate, and then in my new one I'm going to do edit, rename, and I'm going to name this whatever my second button is. So I'm going to do about. I'm going to duplicate that one. Let's right click, edit, rename. Duplicate is Control D and rename is F2, so we can do this faster. Whatever your third button is, duplicate, rename, your fourth button, your next button, and your last button. So now all of mine match my different names. I'm going to open each one. And then on each of those, I'm going to change it to their name. This will be a placeholder so that I can tell whenever I'm checking my links to see if they work and are going to the correct place. Then I will click Save All to save all of them. I'm going to right click on Index and I'm going to do Close the Other Files. Now in each of these I want my images to point to a specific thing. So my main button should be linked to the index. There we go. Then my About button, make sure it's highlighted, points to the About page. The Destinations button points to the Destinations page. The Cozumel button points to that. My next button points to that page. And my last button will point to the last page. Then I'll save this. Now I want to go into my code and I want to take my navigation section and I want to copy it. Because now this navigation section has all of the links on it. So I need to go to each of my other pages, find that navigation section, and paste over it with the new one. The next page, highlight my nav, paste. Remember, paste is Control V. Destinations, paste, paste, and my last page, paste it over. So if I were to test this by uploading everything to the site, I should be able to click on each button and go to those different pages. And from any of those pages, go to any other page, because we have the links on all of them. But from each individual page, it's a little difficult to tell exactly where we're at. So our index is fine because we have our highlighted logo button. On my About page, I'm going to take that image, and there's a bunch of different ways you can change it. I'm going to double click it, and I'm going to switch to the normal main button. And since this is the About, I'm going to double click on the About button and change to the active About. I'm going to save it and go to the next one. Change my logo, and this one is this one, so let's change that. The next page, change that button, change my main button, go to the next page, change the button, change the main button, go to the last one, change that button, change the main button. Now if I were to save these and upload everything and try to, whenever I go to the pages, the page that I'm on becomes highlighted. The last thing I want to do is I want to be able to make my images highlight whenever I hover the mouse over them. So let's start with the first page index. We want to do this with CSS. Now, our navigation section already has a class called ClearFix. So in my CSS, I'm going to take my ClearFix and I'm going to copy it and paste it at the bottom. And I'm going to do dash highlight so that I can add an additional thing to it. Then in my source code, where it says ClearFix, I'm going to do ClearFix dash highlight so that I use the new class that I'm making just for this part. So in this, I want to do background color :white. That way we're putting a white background color behind our images. And then we're going to do display inline block so that it will only show up where we have elements, so where our pictures are. Then we're going to highlight this because we're going to copy it, paste it, put our closing bracket below it. So we want another .clearfix highlight, but only for image tags. So img :hover. So an element that is selected when you mouse over it. If that's the case, then we want to do opacity, which is how transparent something is. 1.0 means not transparent at all, so we're going to do opacity 0.5 semicolon. So if I were to save that, could even test it with live, and I should be able to hover over my buttons and see that. So let's upload that to our server and see what it looks like. Remember, to force it to reload the CSS file, you'll need to hold the Control key and click the refresh button or press Control F5. So now I can mouse over each of these buttons and they highlight as I mouse over them. Then I can click on them to go to their page. Now we just need to add that same code to the rest of our pages. So switch to each other page, and in our nav we want our ClearFix dash, and then you can pick highlight. So on each of these, go to your code, do ClearFix dash highlight. Do save all to save everything. Go to my site, upload, hit OK to upload. Check our site one more time. Our main page is good. Our about page is good. Destinations page is good. Product 1 page is good. Product 2 page is good. Our product 3 page is good.